Alright, so as promised, I have for you guys the in-depth combo video for Ogdoadic. It's going to be kind of like a spreadsheet. I'm just going to be going through like the main combos and then a lot of like the starters together, the one card combos as well. I'm going to try to do it kind of in-depth, explaining like how you would play around a hand trap or like things like that. But for the most part, I will be trying to make this video as short as possible because it is quite a few combos to go through. I did make some changes from my last list that I posted. And this list, I kind of made it more like of a reptile toolbox deck, and geared it more towards like more reptile starters and extenders. And I realized that way the deck was a lot more consistent in terms of drawing starters in multiples, and I honestly really like this version a lot. So at the end, I'm going to do like a quick mini deck profile and why I changed, why I made the changes that I made. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Okay, so starting off for the combos, we're going to start off with just one Snake Rain. So it's going to be Snake Rain, pitch a card. You're going to be sending out your Noo-noo, Nia, Curse, and Zoha. And then you're going to use the effect of Zoha, sending a card from hand to grave, normal summon, effect of special, go these two to King of the Feral Imps. Now this combo does play through Nib, and around other hand traps as well. So you're going to go into Feral Imps. Feral Imps will add you the Ragnarika. And you will tribute the king, summon the curse. Curse effect on summon will reborn the Nia. Nia effect on summon will add the Daybreak to hand. You go Armored Lizard by banishing the king to summon itself out. These two into your second copy of King of the Feral Imps. And this time you will add your copy of the Therion Alasia. From here, you go Daybreak, tributing the curse to summon out your 4 tokens. Turn one of the tokens into your Link Spider, and another one of the tokens to Haggard Lizardoids. Lizardoids effect, banish the Ragnarika, and then you will get to draw a card because you banished a reptile. So now you're back at 4. Go Lizardoids plus token into Cosmic effect. We'll add you the trap. Then from here you go less token plus the Cosmic into Sprint. Sprint here will send your copy of Plague Predator Zombie to grave. Then you go Plague effect, summon itself out by placing a card from your hand on top of the deck. Summon out the Therion by targeting and equipping the Zoha. You have to make sure that it's a Zoha, it has to be the Zoha. Then you go Plague Spreader plus the Therion into your copy of Arms of Genix return 0. So now they can no longer nib you, and if they nib you anywhere before you reach this, you still play through it and you end on the alien lock. If you guys want that playing through nib combo, make sure you guys check out the very first video I uploaded, which was an Ogdoadic combo video. In this video, I'm going to be going more through just like all the combos in general. And then from here, since the Zoha was sent from field to grave because you equipped it, you'll get to activate its effect, which will add you the Nephalibis to hand, and then you will immediately send the Nephalibis from hand to grave. From here, you're going to banish the Daybreak, shuffling back your King of the Feral Imps that you banished, to Foolish your Night Sword Serpent. You will activate both of these to summon themselves out from grave. Go Nephalibis effect to summon out the Cosmic, Nephalibis plus the Serpent to go into your Shock Trooper. So that is the end of this combo. You have 4 negates off of the Arms of Genix return 0 because you have Dark, Earth, Water, and Light all engraved. So this can negate 4 times in one turn. So this is basically your new Appaloosa. You have a bounce off of Sprite Sprint because you still have a material on board. you have a Raigeki with the trap by tributing the alien. And then after you use the Raigeki, your opponent will no longer be able to activate their monster effects on the field because of Cosmic Slicer. So as long as this is on board, your opponent cannot activate any monster effects on the field. On top of that, you have 2 other cards in hand, along with Nephalbis, Zoha, Curse, and Noo-noo, all for follow-up. And Nia and Grave is also, in a way, more follow-up. So yeah, that's it for this first combo. Alright, so now I'm going to be showing you guys the line where if your opponent were to Nibiru you, so this is the exact same Snake Rain combo line, but right here is the first spot that your opponent has to be able to nib you. And it doesn't matter where they nib you from this point on, you're still playing through it and you're still ending on the full alien lock, so keep that in mind. Now right here, you added these 2 to hand, so what your opponent will most likely do is that they'll kind of let you keep playing, especially after they read the Daybreak, because they want to wait for you to commit this card, and especially if they know that you still have this in hand as well. So again, if they nib you here, you still end on the alien lock, but we're just gonna assume that our opponent has read this card and they're waiting a little bit longer. So we go this, banish this, these 2 into your second copy. And again, like your opponent could nib here too, and you'd still end on the alien lock. Like it literally doesn't matter where they nib beyond that point. Like you're still ending on the alien lock. But I'm just gonna show you guys again what your opponent will most likely do. And if you guys want like the line of like what to do if they nib you, like as soon as you summon this, I also already made like a combo video, my very first video actually, where I kind of go more in depth for that. But again, this is just to show you the basics of playing through Nibiru. And then once you know this line, you kind of just like tend to naturally gravitate towards it whenever you're doing your normal combos. And you begin to learn that this deck never loses to Nibiru. So you'll detach 1. Go ahead and you add the Therion. And then you can go ahead and use the Daybreak, tributing, and then right here is where your opponent is going to most likely Nibiru you, right? Because they know you have this in hand, they know you have 2 blanks, but if all they see is that you have this in hand, they're thinking, what is he going to do with this and a nib token by itself? So like more often than not, this is the spot that your opponent's going to nib you. And even if they let you keep playing, they're just making it easier for you to play through nib because you're able to establish Cosmic Slicer and Grave. You're able to get more stuff. So really, this is probably a good spot for your opponent to nib. So let's say that they do nib. Then we get our token. You go Therion, equipping the Zoha. These 2, along with the token, to go into your Reptilian Echidnia. And then right here, you're still also playing through Interruption, right? Because right here, you can go Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, Echidnia, targeting the nib to make its attack 0. Chainlink 1 will be Zoha, allowing you to add to hand the Nephalbis and immediately send it from hand to grave. So right here, that the way that we chain block plays around an Ash, so your opponent won't be able to Ash this. And even if they Ash the second effect of Echidnia here, you still get to end on the alien lock. So, but right here, you go the second effect of Echidnia to add a reptile from deck to hand up to the number of monsters your opponent controls with 0 attack. So you can add the Kodal. And then from here, you go Kodal effect of special. Go these 2 into your copy of Cosmic. Cosmic can go ahead and add you the trap. You could probably sequence it a little bit different to also play around like a Veiler. So you can go here, Daybreak, sending this to the extra deck, to Foolish to Night Sword Serpent. You can go Chainlink 2 Night Sword, Chainlink 1 Nephalbis, so you're playing around a Ghost Spell here. And honestly, like, you probably could have held the Codal still in hand and then just had this right here. And then right here, you can go effect, targeting to reborn literally anything. And then this is going to bait out the Veiler. Especially if this is like the first time that you're playing and they haven't read this. Or they don't know that this card exists. So like you can go effect, target literally anything to attempt to reborn. They Veiler it. Okay, you still have this, this, and this. And then you can turn these two into Slicer and then these two into the Shock Trooper, and you still end on the lock, playing around Ash and another Imperm already after they nibbed you. So, but let's say, you know, this is all resolving, Cosmic at the trap, this, reborn literally anything, doesn't matter. And then you go whatever you reborn plus Night Sword into your Shock Trooper. And then this is what you pass on through Nibiru. So you still get a Raigeki with the trap by tributing the alien. No monster effects on field for your opponent. And you still have this as a body on field to, in a way, give you more follow-up, especially because like this forces them to out this on board. Because if not, you just get to straight up reborn literally whatever you want. But yeah, this is also follow-up Engrave. You still have the exact same amount of follow-up Engrave. So yeah, this is honestly pretty nice for Nibiru. This is like, that's like the main playing through Nibiru line, but like that's doable with literally almost every single one of the combos. And you can obviously, like, whenever you're just freestyling with this deck, you'll like learn to sequence in a way that can allow you to always play through Nib. So yeah, that's it for the anti-Nibiru line. Okay, next I'm going to be showcasing what is probably the best combo in the entire deck so far. This is going to be like a combo that you want to go for post side deck, especially if you think your opponent's going to be on board breakers. This is 100% what you try to end on. But yeah, let's just get started with this combo. You're going to start off by using Snake Rain, pitching a card from hand. You're going to send this, and this. So you're going to send the exact same four that you already sent before. Curse, Noo-noo, Naiu, and Zoha. And then you'll go Noo-noo effect to special. Normal summon Lamia. Lamia effect will allow you to add the Azalea. You can go these two into your first copy of King of the Feral Imps. You will go ahead and you will add the Ragnarika. Curse tributing the King. And then Curse effect on field to summon out the Nia from grave. Nia effect. We'll add the Daybreak. Ragnarika banishing the King to summon itself out. And you can go these two into your second copy of King. Detaching one to add you the Reptilian Codal. Go Daybreak, tributing the Curse. Summon out your 4 tokens. One of the tokens, it's a Link Spider plus one of the other tokens. It's a Haggard Lizardoise effect. Can banish the Lamia to get you a draw 1. So now you're back at 5 cards in hand. From here, you'll go the Lizardoise plus the King into your Slicer. Slicer will add the trap. Slicer plus a token into Sprint effect. You can Foolish out your Plague Spreader. From here, you'll go Codal effect to special because you still have a Dark Reptile. Codal plus a token into your Vanadium Trisecta. Trisecta can reborn the Plague and the Trisecta into your Visas Amritara. Amritara can add the Vanadium Reframing, and it, obviously you're siding this card. You main deck the Realm Eulogy, because this card is actually really nice in this deck. Like, this deck is really good if you have ways to like dodge like targeting negation and then just bait more interruptions. So like this card, this is the one that you main deck because it's good both going first and second. This one's only good first, so you obviously side deck it. But again, this is a combo post side. So you're going to have the reframing in instead, and this is going to be able to negate any board breakers that your opponent has. And then from here, you go Plague Effect, returning a card. And you will summon the Therion by equipping the Zoha. You use the Azalea and the Plague to go into your Arms of Genix. And then you will trigger the Zoha, adding and then sending the Nephalbis. And then from here, you will use the Amritara to destroy the Sprend. And then you will use Daybreak, shuffling back your king. Deploys the Night Sword Serpent. Then you'll go Chain Link 2, Chain Link 1, Nephalbis. We'll get to Reborn your Slicer, and turn these two into your copy of the Alien Shock Trooper. So this is your end board here, right? So the reason why you destroyed the Sprend with the Amritara is because since you no longer have the XYZ on board, Sprend is just a dead card. So you pop it, that way you have a fire attribute engraved for Arms of Genix. So this basically means that you end with 5 negates here, because it's once per attribute, not once per turn. So this is straight up just like a better Appaloosa. So 5 negates, you have a monster or spell and trap negate. So you have a way to negate your opponent's board breaker. You have a Raigeki with the trap right here by attributing this. Then you have no monster effects on field for your opponent because of the Cosmic Slicer. And the crazy thing about this combo and like this specific line is that this punishes your opponent for playing talents and thrust. Because let's say they open like any board breaker, so let's say they open Lightning Storm plus like thrust or talents. If they go Lightning Storm, we just negate it with this, and then we stop them from playing with this, and then that talents and thrust in hand is just completely dead because we managed to stop them from being able to play because of this and the trap without having to activate a monster effect. So that's why it's really neat to do the Amritara line instead of like trying to end on something like a Dragite, because the Dragite, if you were to negate it with negate the Lightning Storm with the Dragite, you play into talents and thrust and you still lose to that. So that's why I kind of felt like having like these two traps to like back you up is just extremely strong. It forces your opponent to open like just 2 like actual hard board breakers rather than talents and thrusts, which is something that people are playing a lot of right now. And then you also end on the exact same amount of follow-up as before. You have Nephalbis, Zoha, Nia, Curse, and Noo-noo all engraved. But yeah. And then you still have 2 other cards in hand. So that could be more hand traps or more like side deck cards as well. But yeah, that's it for this combo. Alright, so next I'm going to be showing you guys a 1-card combo with Noo-noo. It's basically a 1-card combo. You have to open literally any one monster in the entire deck. Doesn't matter what the monster is. And like the chances of you seeing Noo-noo with no other monster in hand is so astronomically low that this is just basically a 1-card combo. So you're going to go Noo-noo. Send Zoha, send 1 card from hand to grave, summon itself out. These 2 to your first king. The king can add you Nia. Nia can send Curse, Tribute. Curse will summon out the Nia. Nia will add Daybreak. From here, you will tribute the Curse, summon out your 4 tokens, 1 of the tokens into Link Spider, Link Spider, and another one of the tokens will then go into your Haggard Lizardoise. Lizardoise here will banish the Noo-noo, allowing you to draw a card. And then from here, you will banish the Daybreak, shuffling back the Noo-noo to send your Night Sword. Night Sword will summon itself out, overlaying these two to King, detach one to add you your Therion. These two into your copy of Shock Trooper, and these two into your copy of Sprint. Sprint will send the Plague. Therion by equipping Zoha. Place a card from hand on top of deck to summon out the Plague. Then you'll go Plague and the Therion to go into your Arms of Gen X. Then you will trigger the Zoha because it was sent from field to grave to add Nephlibis and then send it from hand to grave. Then this is where it's going to come up where you need a monster because you're going to use the effect of the Alien Shock Trooper, discarding any one monster to place counters on itself up to the level sent. These counters literally do nothing. These counters do not matter at all. You're literally just doing this so you can discard a monster. And then that will trigger the Nephlibis. Because a monster was sent from either hand or deck to grave, you'll get to summon him out. You'll use the effect of the Nephlibis to reborn the Haggard Lizardoise. And then you will use these two to go into your copy of the Cosmic Slicer. And then Slicer will then add you the trap. So basically off of a 1-card combo, you end on basically the entire board just without a bounce off of Sprint and one less card for follow-up in grave. The only card that you're missing for follow-up is a Noo-noo, but you still end on like an insane amount of follow-up, and you still get essentially the full board just without the bounce. And you still end on the exact same amount of negates because you have, in fact, you end on one extra negate if you, for example, you get to discard Ash like I showcased, because you still have Dark, Water, Earth, and Light all in grave. And then if you discarded like a Droll or an Ash, you get another negate because the two attributes that you're missing is Fire and Wind. So that one of those two would give you it. But yeah, that's it for this 1-card combo. Alright, so this next combo is going to be a 2-card combo of Noo-noo plus Lamia. There's like a bunch of combos you can do with Noo-noo that end you on the same thing as like one Snake Rain. For example, if you open Noo-noo with any one of these 8 cards, it's the exact same line as just opening Snake Rain by itself, because you just add whatever you don't have off of the first king. For example, if you open Sakatama with the Noo-noo, you just search Nia instead of searching the Ragnarika. Or like if you open the Noo-noo with Ragnarika, you just search Nia again, because you're just searching what you're missing. And since you open just a level 4 extender already, you can just search something else. So like Noo-noo plus any one of these is the exact same combo line as Snake Rain. So that's why I will not be showing you guys these. Instead, I'm going to be showing you a combo that requires a kind of a different line, which is Lamia plus Noo-noo. So you're going to go Noo-noo, send Zoha, Noo-noo effect is special, normal summon Lamia, Lamia effect. We'll add the Therion. Then you'll go these two to your copy of King. Now, one thing that's super neat about this combo is that if you choose to play something like the Zombie Vampire, this combo line plays through double Imperm. It also plays through double Veiler or like Ash and Veiler, Ash and Imperm. Because if you get access to this card, and then let's say they negate the let's say they negate the curse, which is honestly probably always the right spot for them to negate, because it requires you to either like full commit to locking yourself into reptiles early, or it requires you to open more extenders. But if you play the zombie vampire and you equip the Zoha, you can send the Nephalibis to grave whenever you XYZ into the zombie vampire, and that's if they negated the curse. And then if they negate the zombie vampire, you still have this to discard a monster to add it to hand, to then trigger your Nephalibis, to then still summon out the Nia, so you play through double Imperm. But that's just if you choose to play the zombie vampire, right? But let's just say we go uninterrupted, because that's the point of these combos. You're going to detach one, add Nia effect, do curse, tribute the king, curse, summon out the Nia effect. You can add Daybreak, tributing the curse, summoning out 4 tokens. You go one of the tokens into Link Spider plus another token into Lizard Dois will banish the Lamia, get you a free draw. Lizard Dois plus token to Cosmic can add you the trap. Cosmic plus token into Spren can send you the Plague. Code summon the Therion by equipping the Zoha. Summon out Plague by sending a card from hand to top of the deck. Then you can go the Therion plus Zombie into the Arms of Gen X. Trigger the Zoha because it was sent from field to grave to add and then send the Nephalibis. You can banish Daybreak, shuffling back the Lamia to send the Night Sword. Chainlink 2 Night Sword, chainlink 1 Nephalibis, summon both of them out. Nephalibis effect, summon out the Cosmic. You can go these two to King, detach 1 to add you. Where is it? The Ragnarika effect to special by banishing your king. And we can go these two into your Shock Trooper. So yeah, you end on the full board with just those 2 cards. You have 3 other cards in hand. You have the same amount of follow-up, the same amount of attributes, the same amount of negates with the Arms of Gen X. And yeah, still 3 other cards in hand. That's it for this combo. Alright, so one thing I forgot to mention is that Noo-noo plus Aratama is also basically the same line as the Snake Rain 1-card combo, so I won't be showing that. But again, that just shows you how versatile Noo-noo is. Like, Noo-noo with like literally any amount of like 8 to 9 cards will literally get you to the Snake Rain combo. And then Noo-noo in itself is also a 1-card combo. So I'm going to be showing you guys a different line, which is going to be Aratama plus Nayu instead. So from here, you're going to normal summon Aratama effect to add the Sakitama effect, these 2 into King. The King will add you the Noo-noo. You'll go Nia effect to send the copy of Curse effect, tributing the King to summon out the Nia effect will add the Daybreak. Noo-noo effect will Foolish your copy of the Nephlebis. I guess you can go for either one, whether it be Nephlebis or Zoha. Like in this case, you don't need the Zoha body, so you can just straight up send the Nephlebis. But I guess if you want as much follow-up as possible, you can just send the Zoha. From here, you'll go Noo-noo effect to special, then overlay these two into king. And this is basically going to be the exact same line as it always does whenever it gets here, which is add the add the Therion. Attributing here, summon out the 4 tokens. Token into Link Spider. Link Spider plus token. To your Lizard Dois. Lizard Dois effect will banish. I guess it does kind of matter what you banish here. Oh, you do want to detach the Noo-noo instead. Yeah, you want to detach the Noo-noo because that's the one you're going to be banishing here. So I guess like the main difference between this combo is that you end on 1 less card engraved for follow-up. Lizard Dois plus token to Cosmic. Cosmic will add the trap. And again, like almost all of these combos are playing through Nib. Like you're always playing through Nib with this deck. There's never a time where you don't play into Nib. I guess I can just show you guys the anti-Nib line later in this video. Those 2 into your sprint effect. We'll send the plague effect, returning this on top of the deck. Summon out the Alasia by equipping the Zoha. These 2 into the Gen X. Daybreak, returning the Noo-noo. Sending the Night Sword. Night Sword plus... Oh, sorry. Again, make sure you trigger the Zoha. That way you can add and immediately send your Nephlebis. I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, sorry about that. And then you'll still use Daybreak. Then you'll trigger both of these to summon both of them out. Nephlebis will summon the Cosmic. This plus Nephlebis into your copy of the Alien Shock Trooper. And this is your board, 3 cards in hand, Raigeki, bounce, 4 negates, no monster effects on field, and follow-up engrave. Another combo is obviously Lamia plus Nia. I won't be showing this because this is basically the exact same line as just Noo-noo by itself. So slightly worse board, but the main issue that I had before is that like Nia is kind of like the worst one to open. Like you want to open Nia like with one of your other superior starters, because then it just becomes really good. And like Nia on top of like your starters place your hand traps, because if they hand trap the first starter, you just go Nia and Curse, and then you just proceed to end on the Alien Lock. But again, like this deck has really strong 1-card combos in the form of Noo-noo and the Snake Rain, and then incredibly strong 2-card combos like the ones that I already showed you guys. Like combinations of like Nia, Lamia plus Extender, super strong. Like I know that's like a 3-card combo, but again, this deck has so many, like it is so incredibly consistent that you are never ending on the main board, which is bounce, 4 negates, Cosmic, and the Raigeki, right? And then the second combo I showed you guys, which ended you guys on the Amritara. This is something I side deck. You side deck this plus the reframing trap. It's something nice, you know. It isn't required, but I think post side it's definitely something you want to keep on the side deck. This and the reframing trap, obviously. But yeah, I guess that was it for like the main combos that I wanted to show you guys. Like obviously, again, there's so many like combos like Water Lily on top of other stuff, or like hard opening the copy of Daybreak. Even opening Abyssial can make your combo better or can become a part of your combo. Sheeran as well, this card is cracked in this deck. Like again, there's so many combos. Oh, another combo that's neat is like even just Sakatama plus Nayu, because whenever you go normal summon stuff out, this and Curse Tribute to Sakatama, you'll get to add this back to hand. So then you'll just get to normal summon it and you can add something. So that's really nice. Except for like the main combos, that hopefully that gives you guys the main idea. Alright, so to kind of round off the video, I'm going to give you guys like a quickly updated deck profile. Because I did kind of change the list a lot from the last deck profile that I posted. And honestly, like I really like this right now. It feels really nice. And it feels like a lot of the starters just pair so well together. And I kind of went for more of a pure reptile type way, and just playing like a bunch of the good reptile cards that combo well together. So 3 Noo-noo, 3 Nayu, 1, 1, 1. You don't need to play the Ogdoadic. That card is it's just terrible. Like if you commit to an Ogdoadic line going first, you play harder into Nibiru, you play harder into like a lot of stuff. Going second, if you commit to an Ogdoadic line, you're putting yourself into a really bad position, because in order to get that Ogdoadic out, it meant that you either had to hard summon it, use the effect of Nephalbus to bring it out, or use the Water Lily to bring it out. And that already like locks you out of like using 2 of your super strong effects. So like, why would you do that? But yeah, the only reason why I could see somebody wanting to play it is if they want to play around draw, or like play through the draw. But by doing that, you're kind of forcing yourself to play into Nibiru whenever there's like other stuff that you could do instead. Like playing Bagooska instead of Ogdoadic, I think is just way better. Because you're able to end on Bagooska under draw without having to play into the Nibiru. So yeah, I really don't think you need the Ogdoadic. It's just really bad. 2 Daybreak, 1 Water Lily. You could bump this up to 2. I've been liking it at 1 so far. 2 of this is definitely 100% required, especially for the follow-up turn, or like going for game, and in like grind game situations as well. So I think you have to play 2 of that. 3 Snake Rain, obviously the best starter in the entire deck. This card is cracked. Then we play 2 Lamia, 2 Aratama with the 1 Sakatama and 1 Small World. So this is going to be like the main difference between my list and the last list that I showed. Last list I was playing 3 Aratama and 3 Small World. I cut down on that and decided to go for like a smaller engine, and I ended up choosing to play Lamia because Lamia just pairs better with a lot of the other starters. Like Lamia plus Noo-noo plays through like a hand trap, whereas Aratama plus Noo-noo loses to something like Imperm. Although it can play through the other monster hand traps, but it loses to something like Imperm, right? And the idea was that this is better going first, this is better going second. I wanted to have like a good even split. This also pairs better with a lot of the other reptile extenders, like the Ragnarika, like having this engrave after you detach it off of the king, and then this being able to banish that. Whereas if you open this and this, you didn't have a reptile engrave to banish. Same thing with Kodal. This is a dark reptile, so you can just straight up summon this whenever you have this. You can equip the Lamia with this. So this pairs better with the rest of the deck, whereas this just gives you like another like consistency boost. And I didn't want to do 3 of this because I felt like, again, this is better going second. And then this also allows you to play something like Sakatama, which is just a generically good extender. So that's why I chose 2 and 2 split, and then I kind of chose Small World to be the 3rd copy of each one. And like Small World can also be a 4th copy of Noo-noo, which is probably one of the best cards to always open. It plays through a lot of interaction. But yeah, I personally really like this split. Again, it just pairs so much better. One thing I would not recommend is the Evolzar engine. I think this engine is trash. It doesn't pair well with any of your other starters, and it just like it honestly just sucks, because like the main idea with Noo-noo with these is that you want to use Noo-noo to send something, and then Noo-noo effect special, and then normal summon one of these 2. That way, if you get Impermed or Veilered on one of these 2, you still are able to make the King of the Feral Imps. And then, for example, if these don't get negated, and then you go into Feral Imps, you're still able to play through an interruption because of whatever you added off of these 2. Whereas with the Leos, by trying to play around a hand trap and summoning this out, it locks you into reptiles while it's on field. So if you normal summon Leos, and then because you're scared of an imperm of losing the one imperm or ash on this, you special this. Let's say Leos resolves, you aren't able to use the effect of Misk to summon out the Animadorn because you're locked into reptiles while this is on field. And then if you go into King of the Fair Limps, then you just lost your chance of getting access. So that's why I felt like these just, again, paired way better with the other cards in the deck. I don't think you should play this. This engine requires like 3-5 breaks, especially if you're playing the Sinful Spoils package. And it's just terrible. It requires way too many cards from hand, and then you have to commit so much. Next, for like extenders, the Ragnaraka, Kodal, Therion. These are all amazing to open to play through Disruption. Then one of the superior extenders is Sharon. This card is amazing. This deck, I honestly love this card. It can help make some of your bad hands extremely good. Like hitting Night Sword Serpent or opening Night Sword with this, or just even just milling it, just feels so good because it allows you to go full combo without requiring your normal summon, because it gets you to a normal summon. And like there's like so many times where I've really got sacky with this and just hit all good cards, and it's insane. It's like, I think this card has earned its spot in the deck. I wouldn't cut it. Then engine requirements, we have the Serpent, Plague, and the Trap. Like again, this deck is extremely consistent. Even if you do have like the Plague and the Night Sword as kind of like bad draws, you have like a million ways to get them out of your hand, and sometimes drawing them becomes a part of your combo, and it makes your combo better, so that's nice. Non-engine, we managed to fit 12. We have 3 Ash, 3 Draw, 3 Imperm, 2 Bestials, and then the Realm Eulogy. These 9 specifically, because I felt like these had the highest chance of just straight up ending your opponent's turn. A well-timed Ash can probably do it, as well as an Imperm, not turning on Thrust and Talents. Draws can sometimes just completely end the turn. So these had the highest opportunity to just open one and be really high impact. And then I chose the 2 Bestials because these, with like any one of these, I felt like would be enough most of the time. Another thing is that this kind of takes care of Engraver, and this deck kind of can have a hard time against Caesar. You can play through the other stuff on your opponent's board, but like being able to cut them from getting access to like Desiree and Caesar is really nice. So that's why you only play 2 of them. Another thing is that going first, these can actually make your combo a little bit better, especially through your opponent opening hand traps, because this can give you a Banish, which can turn on the second effect of Daybreak, and they also give you a body on board. And not to mention that Magma is literally just a custom card. Like, another thing is that like these 5, or like I guess these 6 were good top decks, so that's why I felt like they were nice. Realm Eulogy, this is your main deck add off of the Amritara. You don't go into Amritara every single turn. You kind of have to open a little bit above average for that. But even since you're not adding it every single turn, like this as just like a going second card is honestly really strong. Like this card is both good going first and second, because going second, like you can play into negation pretty well. Like for example, the U-Bell board, if they have Varudras, Desiree, and the U-Bell that negates, you can play through those 3 with 6 cards in hand pretty easily. What becomes kind of hard is if they have the trap with Rage set up. So like this, being able to dodge the Rage effect to link with your monster is extremely strong, because that cuts them off of like 3 interactions. And like I feel like that's what makes the U-Bell board like so oppressive. Like them being able to have the Soul of Rage as that card alone being 3 interruptions is crazy, because it actually gets rid of bodies on board. But yeah, this card is really nice. Going first, if you set it and you have Sprint on board, you can just tribute the Sprint to negate something, and then the Sprint will be another negate engrave, because it gets you the fire attribute with the Arms of Gen X. But yeah, I don't think I would change this. Like, this card has been MVP. Yeah, the rest is pretty self-explanatory. Extra deck, Ling Spider, Nightmare Phoenix. This could be SP, Sprend, Lizard Boys, Echidnia, Shock Trooper, Cosmic Access Code, Swazze's King, Exiton, Baguska. Baguska could also be Zombie Vampire. This is just personal preference. I think it should 100% be Baguska, especially with the such high heavy hand trap meta that we're going into. Especially with the new Mall Charmy card coming out. Baguska is just going to get so much better. And Zombie Vampire, it does have like neat interactions in this deck, but those interactions only come up if you open those specific cards and if your opponent opens those specific hand traps. So this should just 100% be Baguska. But I just wanted to show you guys this option. Synchros, Trisukta, Amatara, and Arms of Gen X. You guys saw these in the combo. You mainly go through this in the first turn, and these two could kind of just be like follow-up play as well. It just depends. Like if you get interrupted and like you don't, like Plague doesn't get banished, these two can kind of be like a crackback. So something neat. And then the tokens. I won't be showing a side deck, but obviously you will be side decking the Vanadium Reframing as well as 3 Phantasme. I think these are mandatory on the side. 3 Phantasme. I don't know. I've been kind of debating over like 3 Phantasme and the Mall Charmy cards. Because like I don't think you want to draw 10 cards. Like I'd much rather get the secured draws, and then like establishing a body on board before you even enter your turn just feels so strong. I don't know. It's kind of hard. But I think until the Mall Charmy cards come out, these 4 are mandatory in the side. But yeah. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Hopefully this video was really good and informative. I'm trying to, you know, up the quality of my content. If you guys want more in-depth on the playing through Nibiru lines, you can check out the first combo video that I uploaded. But yeah, that's it for this video. Make sure you guys stay tuned. I am working on getting Pure Fire King out for you guys, working on combos, especially now that Volcanics finally got announced that it's going to be Enraged in the Abyss. This deck is going to be really good pure, so if you guys would like to see some combos with that I'm currently working on, just let me know in the comments and I'll be sure to get that out. But yeah, that's it for this video.